so we had a question about how to do these friction type problems and kind of, probably the equations and how to work things through. So I'm just going to kind of walk you guys through a similar problem to what's on the quiz. So first of all, read the question, right? You can't do anything if you don't read the question. So it says, a brick with a mass of 5 kilograms slides across a patch of dirt. The friction force is 35 newtons. What is the value of the friction coefficient? Now look at that. That W should be capitalized, but that's not a science problem, so I'll fix that later. Anyways, so what I always recommend doing whenever you have a word problem is go back through and see, all right, what are the numbers that I'm giving you here? So this one says 5 kilograms and 35 newtons. And those are really the only numbers. So let's make sure we know what those are. So we got 5 kilograms. And I want you to think to yourself, well, what is a kilogram? What are we measuring with kilograms? And then, so that should be mass. Okay. So 5 kilograms is a mass. And we'll go ahead and write this out so we don't get confused with meters or anything like that. And I'm trying to draw with my mouse, so it's a little sloppy, so I apologize about that. Okay, next is 35 newtons. So I'll write that, and you might think, okay, well, I remember talking about newtons, but what is that talking about? What kind of information is that? Well, it says the friction force. So we know, that's a big F. All right, sorry. F. So force of friction equals 35 newtons. The next thing we need to worry about is, well, how are we going to find this value of the friction coefficient that it's asking for? And remember, friction coefficient, that is this, it's called mu, and it looks kind of like a U with a long pointy tail. And so we don't know what that is. That's what we're trying to find. So we do have some kind of equation that involves all this stuff. And so it starts off with friction force equals, and we've had a couple of different versions. One of them was with the normal force, but that's not really going to help us here. This is kind of a detour. So let's go straight to what we need. We want to know, basically, what is the force pushing that, how hard is that brick being pushed down into the dirt? And then how much is it going to, stick into the dirt? And so how much is it going to stick into the dirt? How much is it going to drag? That's our mu. Okay, so that's this guy. And then obviously the more mass we have, that's going to make it harder to pull. It's going to kind of dig into the dirt a little bit more. And then, the thing that's making it pull down into the earth is gravity. So there we go. That FF mu mg, so FUMG, maybe if you want to think about it that way. But force of friction equals mu times the mass times gravity. And once we get to this point, it's pretty easy. We just plug in the stuff we already figured out. So force of friction, wait a minute, we already know force of friction, so we can erase that real quick. Okay, so we already know force of friction. We said that force of friction was 35 newtons. Equals mu, well, we don't know that, so let's leave that as mu. M, we said that was our mass, that's 5 kilograms, so I'll write that right here, 5 kg. And then there's our actual g, which remember, that's gravity, that's our 9.8 it's a sloppy m, meters per second squared. So that's what I'm going to write down here. I guess I could have just written it right here. So 9.8 meters per second squared. Okay. Then, we don't want to know, we got all the numbers here. We got to figure out what is this mu. So what we need to do is get rid of everything that's with it right now. So right now, what's with it? Well, we got the 5 kilograms and the 9.8. These are both regular numbers, so we can go ahead and plug those into our calculator. And I will just say 5 times 9.8. It's going to be like 47 or something, 49. Okay. So this is basically 49. So what I want to do is divide both sides by 49. Get this little thing out of the way. So there's that side divided by 49. Here's this side divided by 49. I'm going to have to scroll down here. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's going to cancel out to 1. We said this top is 49, bottom is 49, so they cancel out. So then 35 divided by 49 will be my answer. So I come here, 35 divided by 49. Boom, my answer is 0.71. So I'm going to run out of time on my video, but 0.71 equals mu.